Hi everyone, welcome to What is Good in Your Neighborhood. I am Andrew Shaw, and a special thanks to the Purple Mountain Group at Morgan Stanley for sponsoring this podcast, and joined and honored to be joined by David Siegel. And David, you are the executive director here, and you have quite a bit of a history here at the Ent Center for the Performing Arts.
Yeah, I've been at the Ent Center for about 3 years, but grew up in this community and have seen the way our arts community has changed over the last 35 years, and that we have a place like this now in the arts community. The ripple effect and what that means to so many other arts organizations. It's been really exciting to see, and I'm a violinist myself, and so it's created more opportunity for me to be a performer in this community
Oh, I
as
bet
well.
that's a great feeling.
It's huge. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was one of those kids that grew up in town. Get me out of here. I can't wait to move away, because there was nothing to do. I moved to New York City and performed out there for several years, and at some point kind of realized, oh, Colorado Springs is actually a really nice place to be, and so much had changed since I grew up here as a kid, and there were suddenly things to do. There were plays to see, there were concerts to go to, there were new music venues, new restaurants, and it's just a really enjoyable place to be. And I think the way the arts scene has grown and matured is a big piece of that change, and it's why so many young people are coming to Colorado Springs.
I think
now.
that's great, yeah, and the community involvement is so important. And I bet it's neat for you too, when you walk around and you wear a lot of hats, I assume, around here, but it's pretty neat to just see that evolution over time.
Yeah, I joke that some days I'm chief janitor and other days I'm chief development officer. But that's true for all of us that work in the arts, and we do it because we love it. We see the impact that it can have on a community. And when somebody spills wine walking into the theater, well, first of all, thank you for being here.
Sure.
And I'm glad you had a glass of wine to enjoy your show. Let's refill your glass of wine, and we'll go run and grab the mop and get on with the show.
Yeah. It's the arts is just a unique, very, very tight-knit group who really strives to produce a lot of things for a lot of people.
Yeah, well, the arts were key to Colorado Springs and our founding, and so General Palmer, way back when the idea of Colorado Springs was a glimmer in his eye, sort of knew that Colorado Springs, we weren't on a major river. It wasn't going to be an industrial hub, but it could be a place where industry, where family of people working in industry, working in the mining industry, would want to come out. And so methodically, he created, the Little London term, and it's grown from that idea. The Broadmoor Academy of Art, and then the Fine Arts, which turned into the Fine Arts Center. That we have a Philharmonic in town that is getting ready to celebrate its 100th birthday.
That's what's set up right back here, right?
Yes, the Philharmonic will be here at the Ent Center this weekend. They're one of the many community organizations that we partner with. And we also have a professional theater company in residence here called TheaterWorks that will celebrate its 50th birthday next year.
Wow.
So a long history of the arts in the Springs, but a totally new energy and new opportunity to engage with the arts.
And I think when people come here, they come to the Ent Center, there's so many different, last year alone, 400 plus events, right?
Yeah, exactly. 400 plus events, almost 80,000 ticketed patrons through the door. So not exaggerating, every night of the week, there's something to see here at the Ent Center, whether that's a gallery exhibition, whether that's a TheaterWorks play, whether it's a Colorado Springs Philharmonic concert. Every night of the week, there's something to see here.
That's amazing. And Ent Arts, so entarts.org is a great website. Gets you to the website, shows you, has the calendar of events, and you could spend hours just going through what's coming up and planning it. But I think, when you think of so many people each year who come here, so many events, they start craving more.
Yeah.
And they look forward to what's coming up. And there's a lot of new things coming up and great events coming up too.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Principally, TheaterWorks, again, the professional theater company, is doing an adaptation of the Jane Austen novel Sense and Sensibility over the holidays. It'll open November 29th and run through the holiday season. TheaterWorks, again, it's a professional theater company, so we're hiring the best actors from around the region, professional designers, professional directors. This production is directed by the TheaterWorks artistic director, Caitlin Lowens.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the TheaterWorks space here at the Ent Center, it's in a much smaller hall than this. So you're right up close to the actors and you really feel like you're part of it. So if you're a Bridgerton fan or a fan of Jane Austen,
Right.
It'll be a great evening at the theater
And the
to see TheaterWorks.
And the actors probably love it because that interaction just with the audience and so close with them and
Oh.
the twists and turns of that story.
Exactly. And those of you that know the novel, I mean, you can ask, how do you put a horse on stage? And there are lots of characters that will be embodied in different ways in live theater than you would read it in the book. And to get to be immersed as part of that story is going to be really exciting.
That is exciting. And so you can get the tickets off of either here in person or at arts.org.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. The box office is open regular business hours. And again, online is
And it
is
probably
always
fills up
easy.
pretty quickly too.
Get your tickets now.
Yeah,
This will absolutely be a popular show.
Yes, indeed.
We
And
also
then there's
have-
a cool, I was going to ask you about a cool show, and I don't even know if I can pronounce it right. Psyche Lessons?
Oh, you got it right.
Dear Diary, I need to write that down.
I'm glad you got it,
something
so
right.
I didn't have to.
Psyche Lessons.
Psyche Lessons. So this is a gallery exhibition by an artist named Patrick Schern. Patrick grew up in Colorado Springs, but made his name in Los Angeles. He's one of the most celebrated artists, public artists working worldwide. He had a major commission at the Brandenburg Gate for the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. And this is actually going to be his very first gallery exhibition. Ever at the Ent Center.
Here.
It's a really whimsical, dreamy, just fun, imaginative exhibition. It will be both in the gallery, but there's also going to be work spilling out into the lobby.
Oh.
So if you come for Sense and Sensibility over the holidays, stick around and you'll see some of Patrick's work.
The Psyche Lessons.
Psyche Lessons. And this is a program of GOCA, which stands for the Galleries of Contemporary Art. So we have two professional artistic programs at the Ent Center, TheaterWorks and the Galleries of Contemporary Art.
And GOCA's just grown throughout the years, right?
Yeah, it really has. It has a new director, relatively new director. Joy Armstrong is leading that program. And she brings such an imaginative idea about what arts can be, and she's also an expert at really thinking about how does art serve community. The point is not to put art up on the wall. We've all been to a museum and you stand in front of what is supposed to be a very impressive piece of art. You don't really know what to make of it. And Joy is an expert at, let's not just put art on the wall. Let's do work that is important to this community. Let's do work that really speaks to people. How does it make you feel? What are you seeing and how does it make you feel? Yeah, I say sort of jokingly, well, I'm a big foodie. And there's a chef named Tom Colicchio, and he talks about, restaurants are in the business of making people happy. We're not in the food business. And I think the same is true for the arts. I think it's a little more complicated. We're in the business of helping people access their emotions. It's not about putting on a theater show. It's not about putting up a gallery exhibition. It's how does that make you feel? And I know, speaking personally, I'm a violinist, and frankly, really struggled in school. So it's hilarious to me that I now work for a university.
Sure.
But music was my way of expressing emotion and learning about my own emotions. When I think about the world today, that understanding of that emotional intelligence is really key. And that's what we try to do in everything that we produce at the Ent Center is tap into emotions and help you access your own emotions.
That's so important to everybody. What a great mission and vision to have that. And you think about, when you were mentioning that, I'm looking out at the empty audience right now, but imagining what 750 or whatever seats here. When people leave, every single person, that made me feel this, or that made me feel this, or that maybe even brought up a memory of something in their past, or it does. That's why people crave it.
Yeah, it's you escape from your world for a couple hours, sitting in a theater, walking through a gallery exhibition, and you leave just a lighter person, which is certainly something I crave these days. There's a lot of interesting research around the connection between art and mental health. And we know that if you visit a museum once every 6 months, you have something like a 20% reduced risk of depression.
Wow.
If you visit a museum once a month or have an arts experience once a month, you have a 50% reduced risk of depression.
That's fascinating.
UCCS is a leader when it comes to wellness, and we have the Lyda Hill Institute for Human Resilience here on campus. And so the Ent Center is just another piece of how campus looks at mental health, and it's why it's so important that we have this available for UCCS students, but also a gift from campus to the broader community.
Yeah, the community as a whole is great. And not only the mental wellness and that side of it, but Workout Wednesdays, the physical side of it, that also happens here at the Ent Center.
Yeah, so Wellness Wednesdays, it's free yoga in the gallery every Wednesday at lunch. Everyone listening today is invited to participate. You can sign up online, again, at entarts.org, or just show up and bring your yoga mat. We have a few extra yoga mats if you don't have it in your car at the moment, and join us for free yoga in the gallery every Wednesday at noon.
That's a cool concept and great fellowship, and the mental and physical side of it here. There's just a really good feeling. Do you get that good feeling when you just walk around the entire Ent Center?
That's the best part of my job.
Is it?
Yeah. And spending time in the lobby, chatting with our guests, chatting with students that are maybe seeing a TheaterWorks show for the first time. All UCCS students get free tickets to every TheaterWorks performance.
That's awesome too.
So seeing that magical look on somebody's face, if they've maybe never been to a live theater performance, or if this is something they do, it's part of their monthly routine. Just the joy that art and engaging in live performance and being present in a gallery, the levity that can bring to your life is such a joy, and it's a joy for me to spend time in the building and see the way that this work impacts our community members.
And just your story of growing up here, then leaving, then coming back and giving back, and so many others are doing it. It speaks volumes for our community and for the arts in our community.
I mean, truthfully, being in New York City in the art scene, there was a bit of a vibe, maybe unspoken. If it doesn't happen in New York, Chicago, or LA, it doesn't matter. And I knew that wasn't true. There is so much good art happening in Colorado Springs. There's great art in Denver. There's great art all across this country. You just need to know to look for it. And the dirty little secret is you don't have to drive to Denver to see a great show. Come to the Ent Center. We have free parking, and you can enjoy live theater in your backyard.
That's a news story in itself. I haven't heard free parking for about a decade. That's I like that. I like that. So we have Sense and Sensibility coming up, Psyche Lesson, Wellness Wednesdays, and other, just as people come through, there are a lot of things to just see too.
Yeah, so we have a robust public art program called Art Without Limits.
Okay.
So even if you're just driving up North Nevada, maybe headed to Trader Joe's or to Costco, look across the road, look to your east, and there are 3 gargantuan sculptures by an artist named Star Kempf. 2 of them move, and there's always something new happening outside. We actually just yesterday installed a new installation in the Ent Center lobby by a wonderful artist named Sean O'Mealy. Really dreamy, whimsical work. So there's always something new to see in the lobby, and it's just a really pleasant place to spend time. If you haven't been to the Ent Center, the views out the lobby looking out to Pikes Peak are worth the free price of admission.
And how often are you open, or what, if the public just wanted to come here?
Yeah, the lobby is open 8 to 5 most days, 8:30 to 5 most days. Later, depending on the shows, changes a little bit depending on class schedule, but the hours are online at narts.org, and the community is invited to just take a load off in our space.
And you mentioned and brought up a point that just the views, which are incredible, but people can rent out some of the spaces here too.
Yeah, so a big piece of what we do at the Ent Center and the vision for this facility was creating professional venue space for other arts organizations, arts businesses, professional artists, amateur artists to rent for their own performances. One of the things, as I was spending time in New York and looking at the Springs, it's hard to show your best. I played a lot in coffee shops.
Sure.
And that's a really important first rung on the ladder towards Red Rocks.
Right.
But you also, as you grow and as you develop your own artistic practice, as your audience grows, you need professional venue space to show your work in the best light. And that's what we have at the Ent Center. So again, community organizations and individuals can rent any of our venues to put on their own work, and we'll come alongside you, support you with some of the best technical experts in town. So your show sounds great, your show looks great, help you sell tickets. We can support with marketing to make sure that you fill the house.
What a great opportunity.
It's our way to grow the arts scene in town, and it's a gift from UCCS to the broader community. UCCS, core to the UCCS identity is the Colorado Springs community, and the Ent Center is, I like to say, it's sort of the front door to campus. So it's a place for the university and the broader community to meet, and it's our pleasure as a university to open the doors to serve the broader community through venue rentals,
right.
or host a holiday party in the lobby. We love to do that,
right.
that as well.
It's that time of season.
It's a better view than a hotel ballroom.
It is. Well, sure appreciate you, and glad you're back in Colorado Springs and doing such great work for our community.
Well, thrilled to be here, and thanks for all you do at KKTV to spread the good word about the arts, and thanks to the Purple Mountain Group for their support as well.
Exactly. Great support from them. Let's see if I can say it.
Psycho-lessons.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, actually. Purple Mountain Group at Morgan Stanley. We appreciate you. That's what's good in the neighborhood. David, thank you again.
Of course.
And best wishes for another successful year.
Thank you.
All right, take care.